All right, how about now? Can everybody hear me? Because this is just not it's not my night right now. Can you guys hear me? Still doesn't work. Wow. Good lord. I'm having some tech issues. Okay. Let's get back to it. So what I said in the beginning was this is a Super Bowl post-mortem live stream. Oh man, this would have been a lot better if you guys could hear me to start off with. But um the Monday after the Super Bowl was not a good Monday for me. Did not enjoy it as all the other Chiefs Kingdom. Um, I just I spent most of Monday just sitting in the dark thinking about the game. I'm not gonna lie. Um, oh man. So man, I'm gonna have to take so much shit this offseason. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. And I think that one thing that kind of made this loss easier was the fact that we did win Super Bowl 54. I was thinking of that game all of that night. I was not thinking about the recent Super Bowl, but the one that we won. But I'm confident this team will get back there at some point. Um, the Chiefs did play the best out of everybody else this year. They went 14-2, the best record in the NFL. Um, I think they'll be back. I really do. And I see Billy Scott in the comments. The Chiefs will get farther than your Titans will. I'm telling you that right now. Um, but something that I wanted to say, which I tried saying, but my dumbass had the mic muted. Um, I don't think that this is a game you can blame on the refs. I know a lot of people thought that I blamed the refs in my first recap video, but I wasn't blaming the refs. It was just frustration. I think that there were some really bad calls. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you you can't call some of the stuff that they did, but at the end of the day, we didn't put up a touchdown, so you can't really complain about that in the end. Um, and I don't know. I wasn't really complaining about the refs more so as I was the team didn't show up, and I don't really know why. I think that they just weren't. They didn't look prepared. Andy Reid did not look like he had. Andy Reid did not look like he was prepared to coach. He had that Britt Reid stuff on his mind, and the team didn't look like they were ready to play. And unfortunately, that ended up biting him. And it's tough. It's really tough. But with that being said, I'll try to answer some of your questions. I will say, our mod pointed out, Marty Schottenheimer passed away, and Therese Paylor passed away today, which is very shocking. I almost think that the Therese Paylor loss really shocked all of us. The dude was only 37 years old. Uh, yeah, master at work. Yeah. We guess what? He's still a Super Bowl champ, is what it is. Um, even Brady lost to Nick Foles and Eli Manning. Just keep that in mind. Oh yeah, Rex Grossman had a better offensive line too, but I'm trying, Gabe. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Kind of now that Master Work is in here, I kind of wanted to pull a Super Bowl 55 was rigged and just post something and see what would happen, but I'm not gonna be like that. We lost fair and square, but we'll be back. We will be back. Um, I'm sitting in darkness, as if you guys can't tell. I didn't really want to. I don't know. It's just kind of signified the mood here. It's still to answer this question. I'm not really sad about the Super Bowl loss anymore, and what I compared this to, it's a lingering pain. It's not like severe. Like even when we lost at the time, I kind of came to terms with losing in like the third quarter. I really didn't think that this team was going to come back. It had no feel like all other Chiefs comebacks. There wasn't that big play. There wasn't that big defensive stop. I mean, other than the goal line stand, that really told me that this team was going to do anything. So I kind of came to terms with losing in the third quarter, and I think that part of the reason that I'm not really stressing right now is because I know we'll be back. This team is young; they got a good core. Brett Veach is going to have a great attempt at drafting some good players, which we will cover later down the road. But this loss, it stings. It's a lingering pain. Um, it hurts, but at the same time, I thought a lot of the Super Bowl 54 championship game, the Super Bowl last year, and it helped me a lot overcome that one. That's for sure. Well, that pretty much answered my thought. Yeah, I will be doing a lot of draft content this year. Um, I think that, man. Sorry, I saw this question, dude. We need offensive linemen. It's really bad. But yeah, our offensive linemen have got to upgrade. Schwartz, I'm not sure if Schwartz and Fisher are going to come back. I'm really not. I think that there's a good chance that he does, but Fisher's not going to be ready next year until like late season, or even he might not even come back at all. I'm not too sure. An Achilles injury when you're 300 pounds is not an easy thing to overcome. Let's see. Yeah, well, the Legion of Boom. See, here's the thing, though, and I thought about this a lot when you were talking about this. The difference between the Legion of Boom and the Chiefs is so far. The Legion of Boom collapsed on the inside, and the reason they collapsed is because they had locker room problems. We don't have that, so unless that happens, I don't really think that it'll be much of an issue. I'm not saying that it's a guarantee that we'll get back next year, but I think we'll be back really soon, and I think that we have got a good chance of going back next year. That's why, even though we lost the Super Bowl, we're the favorites to win the whole thing this year. Um, let's see. Yeah, yeah. I kind of understood the reference. I haven't seen all the movies. When are you gonna start doing it? I'm gonna start talking about the draft. Honestly, dude, I'm not sure when, because I really want to get kind of talking about the offseason and which players we need to sign and cut and kind of stuff like that. I am It's tough because I'm in a spot where it's like I really kind of want to take a break from YouTube. Not because we lost. It's just I'm starting to kind of feel the burnout. I don't know if you guys kind of paid attention, but I had like 2 videos come out for the last month, pretty much almost every day. So that was really tough on me mentally and just getting everything out because it's a grind. You've got to get it out. And so um, it's tough. So I might take like a 1 or 2 week break. I'm not really too sure yet, but I want to cover some of the free agency stuff because I want to talk about maybe players we bring back on a cheap contract. And one of those guys would be Tyrann Mathieu, but we will see. When the Royals start playing, Hurts MVP. You're an Eagles fan, bro. That sounds like a you problem. Let's see. Oh man, it really hurts to lose the Super Bowl. Honestly, one of the things that I've been kind of coming to terms with, it's like, let's think about what we had against us right now. We had our offensive line was done. It just was done. Um, I mean, when you were going up against a pass rush of Jason Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett, Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, you can't really do anything about that. So yeah, it's tough. It really is tough. One of the things that I did want to mention though is Patrick Mahomes made the single greatest throw I've ever seen. He didn't. Darrell Williams ended up dropping the thing, but he made the greatest throw I've ever seen. He made a throw that when anybody ever brings up Aaron Rodgers or Dan Marino for the most talented QB of all time, you can't even make that argument anymore. He made a throw where he dove across his body. He is parallel to the ground, and he just chucks it. It was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. Oh, Ash, you don't got to do me like that. I mean, technically we're in a 5-peat or 6-peat the division, but that's it is what it is, man. You can't 3-peat. The slogan this year, hold on, I'm gonna type this in the comments. Um we got a couple different comments. We could go with take it back. We could go with that one. Not too sure if we want to go with that one. And we can also go with let's see. Gotta have a slogan for next year. And we can go with Revenge Tour. One of the funniest memes I saw all night after we dropped that game. It's like, let me try to find it. It was something like it was the picture of Mahomes going across his body, and it was like prayers up to all the other NFL teams because Mahomes is gonna do some unholy things this season. I think he's gonna be on a mission this year, dude. He is getting surgery tomorrow, which is something to be concerned about, but I think he'll be back. It's just it's like a turf toe thing. He'll be back and ready to go for this season. And when you got Patrick Mahomes, you're gonna have a chance. Um, I remember you were saying that at one point when y'all were 10-1. To be fair, Ash, we were pretty much unbeatable all season, except for the stupid Raiders. But we're not gonna talk about that. Um, let's see. It really sucks for the loss, only because we're the Chiefs fans. Loosen up, braids is a double whammy on Gronk. Can't stand it. Sure, I kind of trouble reading that. Yeah, I think Mahomes is going to be on a revenge tour, but he was until his offensive line got hurt. Can't injuries and opt outs. You said it yourself. Didn't you guys have like 14 players opt out this year? Can't do anything about that. Man, the Patriots don't even have a quarterback, bro. You can't even say that, dude. The Patriots have who are they at right now? Cam Newton and what's their backup? Jarrett Stidham. Sounds like a winning culture there. Belichick is nothing without Brady right now, dude. He's never been anything without Brady. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but we'll see. You didn't blame the O-line pregame. Stop it. What? I said the offensive line was a problem, and you can check out my video. I talked about it. I was scared of that pass rush. I thought, to be fair, I also didn't know we were going to see without Eric Fisher. I mean, I knew Remmers was going to be bad. I thought that Wiley could have kind of held up a little bit better, but can't do anything about that, I guess. Darcy, why are you a KU fan? Mizzou basketball is way better than Kansas basketball this year. I mean, I'm not. I hate Mizzou. I can't. I'm not gonna jump on a team because they're good. I've watched KU ever since I was little. Nah, dude, we're not gonna blame the refs. We're not gonna be like Tyson. We don't need to make excuses for losing as well as winning. What do you think about Redemption Tour? That's a good one too. It's a good one too. Okay, let's see. We'll see. I will not say technically we need to form one, and that's by winning another ring. And I think that we will. Got to stop us. Somebody in the AFC's got to stop us. Let's see. Hey, Mike, you think Andy Reid's son's car crash distracted Andy in the game? I don't know if it distracted him as much as it just kind of. I don't know if he was thinking clearly. So I guess that would be kind of the definition of being distracted. But like, I don't know. I think we can't really even blame Andy Reid. There was a few questionable timeouts that he called in the end of the first half, which I would not have called if I was him. But when you lose by the amount of points that we did, you can't really. It's just the whole team didn't show up. Patrick Mahomes was the only player that played in this game. I mean, he was literally doing everything that he possibly could to pull this team back in it. And it's not Mahomes' fault that his receivers dropped the ball. I mean, Tyson, you say that Mahomes is a product of how good his weapons were. His weapons let him down. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. um, Thoughts on Pringle? I think Pringle's good. He should replace Demarcus Robinson. Personally, I like Pringle a lot. What the Chiefs need to do to bounce back next season. A couple tips. O-line. O-line's crucial. You've got to find offensive linemen. Second thing would be we need some more defensive pieces, whether that's a linebacker, a corner, a safety. Defensive end is a big one. But honestly, dude, I think it's really the offensive line. I mean, uh, you saw Mahomes was under an unbelievable amount of pressure. And that's a product of how bad his offensive line was. And I think that if Mahomes is protected, if he has Fisher and Schwartz, that game probably goes differently. I'm not saying they would have won it, but it would have been closer. It would have been very close. Because Mahomes, I think I saw something. He had almost five 500 yards running around the field. I mean, that's not like saying in like scrimmage yards, like him going forward. Him just running around the field, he collected like 400 to 500 yards, which is ridiculous. You cannot win a game like that. And he still made plays out of nothing. It's it's belie- it's crazy, dude. Are you doing mock drafts this year? Of course. I haven't done any research on the mocks yet. Uh, I will at some point, but like I'm still trying to kind of take terms with this loss, and then I got to do some more research on that, and then kind of study the free agents as well. Michael, next year extension, Mahomes is coming. I think Mahomes is going to be lethal this year. Um, I have so much evidence of the Chiefs fans blaming the refs, including his wife and mom. Well, you did the same thing last year. What you do, we do. So we're just acting like Patriots fans, Tyson. We're blaming the officials. Um, hey Darcy, how about Chiefs Strike Back Tour 2021? That's a good one. Um, Andy Reid clearly wasn't thinking straight. He went out with the same game plan as Week 12. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Tyson. Okay. Um, I hope so, man. I really hope so. That's that's kind of what I felt in 2019 after we lost in 2018. It looked like this team was on a mission. So expect the same thing this year. And they're going to be a good team this year. It's just can everybody stay healthy at the end? If that happens, though, he got Mahomes, you'll be in a position at the end of the season. That's all you can really ask for. Um, just get to that point, and if you can get there, anything will happen. Why did the Chiefs stop running the ball with Clyde after it was successful? Well, at that point, the Chiefs were already down by a considerable amount, and also, honestly, and something that we talked about earlier, Andy Reid, his play calling might not have been the best because of his son's car accident, because he didn't do any of the misdirection, he didn't do any of the jet sweeps, the reverses, or anything that we're really accustomed to seeing. If he did anything, he tried it like once or twice, and then he just abandoned it. So that's really confusing to me. I think that you can't do that in this setting. I mean, last year we know the risks that Andy Reid took. He obviously went for it on 4th and 1. He did the Rose Bowl, the shift. I mean, he had some iconic play calls, which he just didn't have this year. And I don't know if that's because he got taken off of his game plan, but I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. Um, I don't really want Sammy or Richard Sherman back. Um, mm, I don't. Man, I I don't I don't want Richard Sherman. He's burnt up at this point. He would not. He could not stick with this Chiefs defense. Sammy Watkins just gets hurt, bro. I mean, he played like a couple snaps in the Super Bowl. I guess that's a good thing, but he didn't play all postseason. He was hurt, so I don't really care if Sammy stays or leaves, but he better take a very big pay cut if he wants to stay here. Mahomes makes Darrell Williams look good, but Is what it is. He, Byron Pringle was targeted in the Super Bowl a lot, and he's like our fourth string receiver. And Byron Pringle was actually pretty impressive. Um, I was happy with what I saw from Byron Pringle. Um, Michael, do the Chiefs have a better franchise than the Broncos? Like how you said they were going to in the last video. No, they didn't get this win. If they did, I mean the Broncos still haven't beaten us in 5 years. It's going to be 6 after this year. But they still got one more ring over us. So I guess it is what it is. Broncos aren't going to beat us anytime soon, though. They're still the bottom feeders of the division. Do you think the refs were biased towards the Bucks? They might have been. It's hard to if this game was like a touchdown or something like that, something close, I would be all up in everybody's face about how this game was decided by the refs. But when you lose by the amount we did, you can't blame the refs. You just can't. If Matthew leaves, you think Snead will go back to safety like his college days? Nope. I think we need him at corner. He's a lockdown corner. We need him there. I think you draft a safety. Oh God. Yeah, just like the one when the Broncos got beaten down by the Seahawks. I like that one a lot too. Um, I think the key things is the O line, linebackers, and wide receivers, and maybe a corner. Hopefully, Patrick Peterson's not going to come here. Patrick Peterson's one of those dudes that everybody rumors him to come here every year, and he never does. And at this point, he's kind of washed. So, um, O line was the biggest issue this year. Because at the end of the day, I mean, Mahomes was pressured the most times in like Super Bowl history, while Tom Brady was pressured the least out of any of his Super Bowls. So at the end of the day, it just came down to pressure, and Mahomes did the best with what he had, and he played a hell of a game. The stat sheet might not show it, but you saw the fight that he showed, the unwillingness to surrender. Just he didn't look like he was ever, and I mean, he didn't look like he was ever out of it. And I kind of thought that he was at one point, but he tried his best to put his team there, and they just didn't get it done. But it's all right. Do we need to trade someone? Uh, Not really. I don't think so. It's good. It's good thinking. It's good thinking. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. But um, in the Super Bowl, I saw Tyreek Hill back there on special teams. Yeah. Oh, you're the dude that kept asking, "Is Tyreek Hill going to be on special teams?" I'm glad you got your wish, bro. I'm glad. Um, we'll probably get into that in another video. That's a big topic. No, no. I watch football, so no. Um, let's see. I'm as big a Chiefs fan there is, and this time I know it wasn't the officials, even though oftentimes they do blow some crucial. Exactly, Cole. We can't blame the officials, guys, when we lost by the amount we did. We lost by almost 3 touchdowns. Um, it was 3 touchdowns. Damn. Yeah, we didn't show up to play. We didn't show up to play. Um, it is what it is. On the bright side, Harrison Butker didn't look pretty bad. Um, if you had to predict right now, who do you think the Chiefs will get in the first round? I think they get Nick Bolton. To be honest with you, bro, I haven't really done much research on the names towards the end of the first round. I would say that it'll probably be an edge rusher. I know Nick Bolton's a linebacker from Missouri. Um, Bolton would kind of be it would be a good pickup to get him if he did fall to us, but I think you got to go edge rusher at least. Just couldn't get it done, dude. That Tampa Bay defense is pretty good. Didn't the Broncos lose to the Bucks earlier this year too? Um, I don't know. Good defense, really good defense. Should Alex Smith come back and be our quarterbacks coach? If he retires, I would be all for it. If he retires, I would be all for it. Say Goodell, for more TV ratings, you want a 43-year-old quarterback in his 10th Super Bowl looking for 7 rings, or the hot shot QB in his third year as a starter looking for 2 rings. That's the thing, dude. Sometimes, and it's hard. It's obviously going to be upsetting if you lose a Super Bowl, but dude, this guy's not even 26 yet. We've been to 2 Super Bowls. We've won one of them, and he's 25 years old. He's going to be here for such a long time, and I think that Patrick Mahomes knows that he really blew a shot to really cement a start of a great, and I mean a great legacy. He's still going to have an unbelievable career, and I think that he's going to be one of the greatest of all time. But he's got to get back to that game and win it a few more times to put himself in that conversation. But I got trust that he'll be back. I got trust. Yep, Ash, he is. He is a liability. Yeah, he would not be a good guy to bring back. He's also cocky. For someone who never plays, he's very cocky. Um, the Chiefs need to take it back to Mahomes' first year as a starter. Honestly, dude, I kind of want, and this is something that I could not stand after the Super Bowl. I didn't watch any of the media stuff. I quite frankly, I didn't care. The people that are saying Mahomes is overrated, Mahomes isn't good, Mahomes is this, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, okay, congrats. He lost the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's done it. Peyton Manning got blown out in a Super Bowl. The greats do it. I mean, everybody loses in the Super Bowl at one point. In the big games, you're not always going to show up. And guess what? Sometimes there's just stuff that you can't control. Mahomes did about as much as he could, having the injury with his toe, having the offensive line deciding to give up on him. There's only so much that he can do. I give very little, maybe not even at all, any of the blame on Mahomes in this game. I don't. I mean, we saw Tyreek Hill drop the ball. We saw Travis Kelce drop the ball. I mean, Mahomes didn't have a great night, but he tried his absolute best. When I think that the team around him really didn't do the same. Um, just my opinion on that. Damian Williams is coming back next year. Should help us out a lot. It goes somewhere else. I do not happy with Le'Veon Bell, but Damian's addition is going to be big, and we're getting LDT back too. That's another huge addition to this team, and we're going to need him. We are really going to need him on the interior offensive line. I think that you draft guys in the draft, but yeah, I want to see how interested the Chiefs are in offensive line. I think it's a pretty high concern, but we're going to see how high that concern is, because I don't know if you can get a premier pass rusher in the second round this year. I don't think that's going to happen. Is what it is, Sev. Is what it is. Even the Broncos lost a Super Bowl pretty badly, but is what it is, man. Yeah. Okay, everybody said we wouldn't win the first one, so is what it is. Do you think the West is going to be competitive against the Chargers, because they seem good? They seem good every year. I don't know if LA is watching this, but the Chargers are not going to do anything. The Raiders are the best shot, and they're not even going to beat us twice. Maybe they'll get lucky and beat us once, but Broncos are going to continue losing to us. Is what it is. And we've owned the Broncos for a long time. That's not going to change until they get a quarterback that can actually like play. Um, yeah, I'm not too happy. It's funny because LaShawn McCoy played 0 snaps in both of those Super Bowls, and he's still and he's st- and he's still got 2 rings. It is what it is, man. No, but we're gonna have most of the pieces coming back, and we got Brett Veach in a draft, so we'll see. We will see. How long do you think Mahomes' recovery will take for his toe? They said 2 to 3 months, recovery time. Uh, he'll be back. He's not missing the regular season, but I hope his rehab goes well. Yeah, Frank Clark was a problem. He was a major problem, not in a good way. Uh, Mahomes needed to take a few more check downs and hand it off on RPOs. He did. He did. But just you gotta, man, it's tough, bro. It's tough to lose. You haven't caught us yet in winning recently. Man, I knew I'd hear it from all the Broncos and the Raiders fans. Um, but I don't know. See, here's the thing, and I want to chill with all the GOAT talk. It was not fair to put Mahomes in that conversation yet because he's still very young. I never want to say that anybody can never do anything. It's going to be very difficult, but we don't know what the future holds. I'm not saying that he's going to do it, but I'm never going to be saying that he will never be. That's the thing, dude. I'm not even. Let's just take Mahomes out of this conversation for a bit. I think that someone someday will do what Brady is doing again. I genuinely believe that. I'm not saying it's Mahomes. I think that he's the best option at this point, but I mean, I think somebody will do what he's done, and because we've seen it throughout history, dude. Everybody said that there would never be another Michael Jordan, and then LeBron James has come out here and he's got what 4 or 5 rings. Um, History repeats itself often. How many wins will get in the division next year? Well, I think you guys won't win, but we'll see. I mean, you guys are kind of a dumpster fire on defense, but we'll see. Oh man, I I don't know, dude. Maybe the Bills, or the Titans. If Billy's still watching, Titans would be fun to play. I hope Le'Veon Bell doesn't come back. Um, I don't really care what Breland does at this point, dude. I think you draft his replacement in the draft. Um, it doesn't it it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care either way. Um, nope, I would not say that. I would not say that. I'm not worried personally. It's just another offseason thing that he's got to deal with. You think that we can trade into the early second round and have 2 picks from that round, letting us build depth? I think we could definitely trade our first for like a second and a third or 2 seconds or something like that. But honestly, I'd be okay with it. I think that you go major offensive line help this year. I saw somebody mocked it um, that we would take that offensive lineman from Alabama. I can't remember his name, but he looks pretty good. So I would definitely take him. It's sad, man. Marty, it's sad he passed, especially having Alzheimer's, but I think he's in a better place. So I send condolences to him and his family. But we also lost Trez Paler today, so it's not been a great day for the Chiefs Kingdom, but hopefully it'll get better. Proof Super Bowl 55 deserved to be rigged in the making. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm not gonna share the link tonight, Ty. Um, I'm not gonna do that. What do you think Tom Brady said to Tyron Matthew? I don't know, dude. I really don't know, and I think that it really doesn't matter. I think it is really bull that they didn't give Tom Brady a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well. If you're gonna call it on Tyron, you've got to call it on Brady, since Brady literally chased him down afterwards. I wouldn't have called it on either personally. They were just talking to each other, getting up in each other's faces, but you can't just call that on Tyron. That's a two-sided penalty, if anything, and um, yeah, I don't know why they called it just on Tyron. I don't think that's right. He said you guys are gonna three-peat. He jinxed y'all, but then again, I hate you, so I said we'd have a chance of three-peating. It is what it is. I also said we were gonna win this game, but can't win them all. I'm I'm right more often than I'm wrong. Um, Listening to Skip Bayless say it's obvious that he didn't see that parallel to the ground throw that hit Darrell Williams in the face. Greatest throw I've ever seen, by the way. That's the greatest throw any quarterback has ever made. It defies physics. The way that he was able to just throw a dime downfield. That is something that Aaron Rodgers couldn't do. Dan Marino sure as hell couldn't have done that. No one could make that throw. Nobody could make that throw. It's unbelievable what that kid did. True, bro. Our mind is on revenge next season. We can kick the rest of the team's ass focused on beating Brady next season. I don't care of the rest of the teams. I think we gotta focus on getting back there, but we also gotta focus on taking it each game at a time. All I care about that he's 1-1, dude. All I care about that he's 1-1. Doesn't really matter if you win or what your stats are. If you win the game, that's all that's important to me. Let's be real though, Mr. Darcy. Mahomes wasn't the problem, but he wasn't the solution either. I get the O line being banged up and bad, but when you make 40 million, you have to make shit. He did, bro. I don't know if you, dude. He tried his best to make stuff happen. Like I said, he scrambled for like 400 and something yards. This is a man that literally tried everything possible to get to to do something on offense. I'll be the first to admit he didn't play his best game. But the interceptions, Tyson's probably still in here saying, "Oh, Mahomes threw two interceptions." Dude, they were all batted down by his receivers. So okay, he threw two tipped interceptions. I don't. It is what it is, man. Oh well. Oh, we will because Mr. Chief Killer Gus Bradley is now with that cover 3D. Gus Bradley's beaten us once, dude. We beat. We beat. We beat the Chargers. We swept them last year. We would have swept them this year if we played our starters. Okay. Chief Killers only played, or the Chief Killers only beaten us once. Um, okay, I uh, I think we'll still be very good next year. Um, Even though the Chiefs lost, do you still think the Chiefs will get picked for the 2021 NFL opening night game? No, it's the Bucks. That's always they give the Super Bowl champion that Thursday night game, but it is what it is, man. It gives us something to strive for. That is not. That is a jar with a ruler in it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Um, Mahomes needs to surpass Brady in rings if he wants to be the GOAT, but that's not going to happen. So, yeah. Le'Veon Bell didn't even like touch the field, dude. Um, Sup Oceanside. Mm. The Chiefs need to let go of some of the linebackers because they can't play sideline to sideline at all. Willie Gay would have been a very big help in this game. I think that you honestly, Hitchens was playing some pretty damn good football this year, and Wilson stepped up on that goal line stand to win the game. Not win the to win that drive and get the Bucks off the field in the red zone. So yeah, we could obviously replace them, but yeah, we'll see, man. I will never doubt Mahomes, dude. I will never doubt him, bro. Um, I agree. The team, even before the game, didn't look right. No one looked loose, all tense and uptight. I think Andy's son situation set a bad vibe. Not blaming it on him, but it just set the tone. I think that could be it. It definitely didn't help him. I think people don't understand that definitely has a toll on the coach, for sure. Um, yeah, it just didn't. It didn't feel right. It didn't. I feel like from the beginning of the game, it just didn't feel right after about that first drive because once they got off the field the second time and we couldn't put it in the end zone, I just didn't have that same confidence that I normally have. Honestly, I want Brady to be back in the Super Bowl next year so Mahomes can whip his ass and most likely end his career. That'd be cool. I if we get another crack at Brady, I want that shot. I do want that shot. Um what's up? Britt Reed is being placed on administrative leave. Doesn't surprise me at all. He needs to get some jail time, in my opinion. But man, lots of people can make the throw. Yeah, okay. God, some people are stupid, bro. you can, you can't you can't tell me that everybody could make that throw when this dude was parallel to the ground and just flicked it, dude. You can't even say that. That's funny. Um, who do you think let Mahomes down the most? Um, if I had to pick a player, I guess Mike Remmers. He was not good, but at the same time, it was a team effort. Even when Mahomes made something out of nothing, his receivers dropped the ball. So it just wasn't their night, and that's sometimes going to happen to you. But like I said, you can't win all the Super Bowls. Brady's lost 3 of them. Um, so Mahomes will get back there. He will. Um, we're not going to talk about Devin White getting no calls, but talk the entire game. I mean, there was also a play. I don't know if it was their other linebacker, if it was Devin White. He tackled Kelsey before the ball got to him. But I mean, at the end of the day, we lost by a considerable amount. I'm not blaming the refs, but it kind of hurt. But Gus always finds a way to give your offense fist. Yeah, he does. But we will we will see what that happens next year. So any more updates now on your meet and greet you might have planned this summer? Yeah, I don't really know right now, dude. If training camp is open, if kind of COVID allows it, I mean it's all COVID. COVID goes away, then yeah, but like I don't. It really is depending on if we have training camp and if it's open to the fans. Um, I'll have to wait and see, dude. Um, okay. Brady's beaten Mahomes one more time um than Mahomes has beaten him. I get it, he's beaten him twice in the playoffs, but he hasn't completely owned him. Um, yeah, Bell was just it wasn't existent. He didn't play. Um, yeah, I think he will be. Willie Gay is a monster, dude. Hope he comes back from that knee injury. Um, you don't know uh they're coming back. You never know it, but you got to be confident in your group of guys, and I'm confident in the guys the Chiefs have, and I think that they'll have a chance to be back there. They're going to put themselves in a position to be back every year. We saw what happened this year, dude. It was a pandemic year. No preseason, no training camp, really. No offseason, no TAs, and they found a way to get it done or to get to the thing. So I think that they'll be back there in the future. I think next year is a possibility, or who knows, dude. But it's hard to say right now. We don't really know what the rest of the league is going to look like. But still, nobody's beaten us in the AFC. Nobody has beaten us in the AFC since 2018. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm not too sure. Who do you think is better, Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes? I personally think Rodgers, but huge respect for Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is better personally. It's going to come as a shock. Um, you want me to go over the reasons why I think Mahomes is more talented? Uh, seeing the throw that he made is something that Aaron Rodgers couldn't have done. I mean, Mahomes is just more talented, in my opinion. And also, Mahomes has the clutch gene, which Aaron Rodgers just doesn't have. And I like Aaron Rodgers, but that dude chokes. He chokes a lot. He is 1-4 in NFC Championship games. So Mahomes has already been to in um more Super Bowls than him in 3 years in the league. 4 years in the league, I guess, but 3 starting. I told you there is no painful feeling more as a sports fan than losing a Super Bowl. It was painful, dude. I sat in pitch darkness just thinking about it for the entire day yesterday. I didn't think about anything else. I tried to get my mind off of it, but I was also kind of frustrated because it's like when you go through so much work as a content creator, you put so much effort. It really hurt to not see them get it done because I felt like in a way, um, I would have had so much more to talk about if we won, but yeah, it's a painful feeling. When the Seahawks lost to Brady and the Pats in Super Bowl 49, they at least got a chance, but they didn't run the ball. We just got shut out. Thoughts on that? Well, yeah, I mean, we just didn't do enough. We just didn't do enough. We'll be back though. We'll be back. Yeah, I feel like we need to build up our front four and our secondary as well. Yeah, the Raiders definitely need a better secondary. With a healthy O line, the Chiefs will dominate the AFC. What are your thoughts on the O line? Well, the O line was really bad in the Super Bowl. I think that Eric Fisher was the only thing holding it together. And when he got hurt in the AFC Championship game, part of me wanted to believe that we'd be fine, but I just knew that when you lose a guy like him, who's a very underrated left tackle, he's put himself in the top 10, in my opinion, but he's quietly good. You you can't really do anything about that. And if the Chiefs have a healthy O line, they maybe boost it up. I want to see Lucas Niang. I want to see us draft some more guys. I think if fully healthy, we're going to have a good unit next year. We're getting LDT back. Mitchell Schwartz might come back. Hopefully, we get some upgrades, and if everybody's healthy, it would be a really good thing for this team. I don't know. Maybe early Rodgers. This Rodgers couldn't. I don't know. I just that's the greatest throw I've ever seen. I wish that Damien. I wish that Darryl would have caught it because we'd be talking about it a lot more. But good God, it was one of the best throws I've ever seen, specifically from Mahomes. Uh, it is what it is. You can't blame the refs when you lose by so much, unfortunately. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everybody's like, Mahomes, he didn't do enough. He ran for 500 yards with a turf toe injury that he's having. He knew he had to get surgery on that foot before the game ended. So obviously it was not feeling well. But it just shows you the fighter he is. I mean, he was running for his literal life. He was going to die. um, Man, that's an incredible stat. Um, Aaron Rodgers is still the most talented QB in all of football, but Mahomes is better because he is more clutch than him. So I disagree. I think Mahomes is more talented. I mean, how can you say he's not more talented when he made that throw? Dude. uh yeah. When Allen does it, it's called hero ball. Mahomes does it and he's some kind of magician. What? Josh Allen got outplayed by Mahomes. What? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. A QB putting up good stats and winning games, I'm never going to call hero ball. It's never going to. Those two words will never come out of my mouth. What are your thoughts on free agency? Who should the Chiefs sign? Bring back Tyrann Mathieu. Get a pass rusher if you don't find one in the draft. Restructure a few contracts. I think you got to make some cap space. We're not really in a position where we need to upgrade a ton and bring in a ton, but I think that you bring back a few pieces that are cheap, and you'll have enough to make a run next year. This team is not going to lose that much. Isn't the meniscus in the knee, Ty? I didn't graduate med school, but I'm pretty sure your meniscus is your knee. The SJWs and the KC Star are going to change the name of our team if we don't fight back here. Dude, I would not like them to change the name from Chiefs. I'll always call them the Chiefs. They're the Kansas City Chiefs, in my opinion. They're not. The Kansas City Star ain't gonna do shit, man. The Kansas City Star. At the end of the day, my YouTube channel averages more views than their entire YouTube channel. More people probably watch me than read their paper. They're not going to do anything. But that activism group could definitely do something. But I think that Clark Hunt, I guess, meets with the Native Americans and talks with them if they think it's offensive or something like that. And they don't think it is. So I don't know, man. I would not like that at all. I could see that happening. Or Schwartz got like maybe 1 year left on his deal. You could afford to cut him. Save up some cap space. People blaming the refs. I agree. There was a couple missed calls that only matters if the game was close. They got destroyed from the snap, so I don't want to hear that they lost because of the refs. I agree. I agree. People thought that in my recap video I was blaming the refs. No, I said we didn't show up. We did not play enough to win. We did not show up. And do I think the refs helped? No, they didn't. They missed some calls and they had a few bad calls. But at the end of the day, we just didn't play. I was surprised the Chiefs didn't turn on the running game like they did against the Bills. Well, the front four of the Bucks was going to stop the Chiefs running game. At some point, there was just not enough we could do to stop it. I don't think you could have ran the ball and won this game. Clyde had a few good good carries, but it wouldn't have changed the game and let us completely win it because I don't have that faith in Clyde at this time. He's a good player, but I don't think you can put the Super Bowl on his back and expect him to win it for us. How do you address the cornerback situation? Ward is gone, in my opinion. I hope he is. Charvarius Ward is very replaceable. I think you do that, and honestly, the Chiefs like to now play with a third safety. We saw it. We saw it all year long. They wanted to go with Thornhill, Matthew, and Sorensen. I think that you probably Sorensen. I think that you maybe bring back. He is a free agent. If you don't, you don't. I don't. It's not that big of a loss if you lose him, but I think you get somebody else that could be that third safety in the draft, and you'll be fine. But the cornerback room, I think that you got Snead, who's a bona fide star. The dude's incredible. I think you maybe draft a corner, maybe another safety in the draft, and you just kind of go from there. Thornhill could play corner if you did draft a safety, which I could see. Who's your first round draft pick? I don't know player wise, but I could tell you, depending on how serious they are about the offensive line, I could see it being a left tackle as the Eric Fisher replacement, or I could also see it being a right tackle. But if they don't do that, I would like to see a pass rusher. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe we could see a second for him, but I gotta be realistic. I think that we could get 4 or 5 Hurts MVP. Yeah, dude, Mahomes is young, bro. He's young. Give him time. That throw Mahomes made was absolutely insane and accurate. Dude, that's the thing. He was falling down. He said that he just saw red, and so he just threw it, and it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. At least you didn't jump off a bridge. I'm glad I was at it. Thank you, Ash. Everybody, give a round of applause. Give a round of applause to Ash for checking up on me after we lost. I was not feeling great though. I would not lie. Patrick Mahomes is great. I definitely think that it is hard to compare the two because Rodgers is getting old, but I also do think Mahomes is a better team around. I mean, yeah, the Packers fans that were talking crap after the Chiefs lost that game, it was really incredible because they're like, the Packers would have beat the Chiefs and this and this and this, but I don't think that the Bucks were going to lose at home, dude. Think that's the dude that I was thinking of. I mean, Pat threw 270 and no TDs, 2 interceptions, over 500 yards running away from the D. He did as much as he can. That pass he threw was the best I've ever seen. He is better than A-Rod and Tom Brady. Agreed. Um, yeah, Tom Brady was the GOAT before this game, and he's even more the GOAT after the game. Um, who do you think replaces Deland McCullough as a running backs coach? Also, I looked up Nate Landman. That dude is a hitter. Shoot, dude. I don't think that they would give a guy like Jamal Charles that job, but um I'm not too sure. That is a definitely a position we're gonna have to fill. A defensive end or an offensive lineman. What's going on, Aaron? Good to see you. Glad you got in here. Um, what did I miss? That are the Chiefs draft edge Carlos Basham Jr. out of Wake Forest. Dude, you can throw names at me night and day. I'm not gonna know who they are. I'm gonna have to do some research. I haven't done enough research on the draft yet, dude. I'm not a college fan, so I will get into that mindset of preparing for the draft. I'm gonna have a lot of guests on this year. I want to cover the draft as well as I can. We're gonna do a draft watch party. I will for sure be doing that. We're just gonna talk about this team. The draft's a long way away. We got free agency starting first. Um, I appreciate it, Gabe. Can't make excuses for what we did, dude. We just flat up got destroyed. But like I said, in me thinking about how painful that loss was, I'm not gonna lie to you. I went back and watched my videos from the Super Bowl last year. I watched the highlights, all the hype videos that I made last year. Um, I I was able to kind of mask the pain in last year's Super Bowl, but I'll tell you what, if we went back to back, if we lost in both Super Bowls, that would be not a happy camper right now. But since we kind of won the first one, I was able to get over it. Yo, man, what's up? Hope all is well. It's glad to see you, Tony. Or just let's see. We should sign Robinson from. We don't have the money for that, bro. I would love that signing. That's an unbelievable signing, but we don't have that kind of money. It was great though, definitely, but I don't think you can use one play to describe his career. I think Rodgers is more consistent and has mid-range throws. Mahomes is worse, but when he does, I mean, dude, but Mahomes does stuff ranging to his right and his left that Rodgers just doesn't do. Maybe he can do it. We just haven't seen it to the extent Mahomes does. Um, let's see. Again, give a shout out to Aaron Morrow and Cole for always being in here as the chat mods. I always appreciate you guys coming by. Let's see. Man, the Knicks are a dysfunctional organization. What's going on, LA? I meant to get in your live stream yesterday, but I had to finish up a show on Netflix, and I just kind of wasn't able to get in. But Andy Roddy got it covered. We would probably win if we had Osemele. We would have needed a lot more. We would have needed a more. Oh man, I don't know. Fisher was a big loss. We needed him. Schwartz was also a big loss, but that's the good thing about this loss is you can't pin it on exactly just one thing. Um, you lost as a team. You completely lost as a team. Couldn't agree more. I'm still upset with how we performed. It's like our game plan wasn't even made to address any of our issues. I still can't believe that was the Chiefs out there. Not only did they not look like they had a good game plan, they didn't make adjustments in the game. Um, it it almost looked like this game was lost at halftime because the Chiefs. I remember they panned over to Tyrann Mathieu on the sideline, and he's a guy that usually I'm fine with, and I think that he is a great leader. And I'm not disrespecting the Honey Badger at all, but he just looked frustrated and he just did not look like he was confident this game was going to sway in any way. So I think him kind of freaking out scared me. I'll tell you firsthand, I was not confident when he did that, but um, the Chiefs just didn't adjust, and it's tough. We just done with member Zoom meeting on RGR. I went ahead and said something about doing a live together. Michael Ryan said he was open to it. All right, it's good to hear, Aaron. I'd love to get his opinion on the draft. That'd be entertaining. Maybe I'll get him for a video too. We'll see. But I think we provide some good entertainment for y'all. Ryan is on top of the draft stuff already. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of need somewhat of a break, but they got a well-oiled machine going over there at RGR. My friend is a Steelers fan and talking about us not winning the Super Bowl, but he lost to the Browns in the wild card. At the end of the day, we were the second. We were the second best team, I guess, in the playoffs. We were the best team all year, but we just didn't do enough in the big game. But we'll be back. We will be back. Let's see. Um, let's see. Nah, I can't see us signing Patrick Peterson. I think we'd have to trade for him, and I don't want to give up the capital to trade him either. If you're gonna trade for anybody, trade for a defensive end. I know we got Frank Clark, but we're gonna need a defensive end, and oh man, I hope they get a defensive end. Frank Clark has like 8 sacks in 6 playoff games, I believe it is, but we need somebody more consistent than that. Um, Ty, I'll probably do a Kingdom call in, so I'll have you on then. Um, I'm fine with the result of the game being tormented by, shall we say, asshats like that. Plus, people, I know, no, thank you. Yeah, it's that's almost the worst part about losing the Super Bowl. Everybody thinks that you're a joke, and it's tough. But only one team can be champion at the end of the year, and the Chiefs had a shot and they just blew it. But they'll be back next year. They will be fired up. Patrick Mahomes is going to do unholy things this year. Um, exactly. Uh, I don't think the adjustments that we could have made would have even outweighed how poorly we played. Um, we would have needed Fisher, Schwartz, and Assembly on that line. We would have. I mean, last year we had everybody said that Wisniewski started last year, and I get that, but Wisniewski was one of the guards that started when we had the other 3 offensive linemen down. There's only so much you can do with backups. The Chiefs just went to the end of their rope. You have to spend like 25 or more a month, and you'll be able to get in on it. I assume you're talking about the member stream. Um, it was like a perfect end of storyline. Brady gets revenge on Bill with Super Bowl with a new team in a home stadium. Yep. If anybody's gonna win a Super Bowl in its home stadium, it's got to be Tom Brady. It pains me to say. Chiefs fans are cocky. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah, throw Cole out there on that offensive line. We'd had a shot. We would have had a shot if Cole was out there. He could have done just as well as Remmers. Well, I'm glad that we were able to help you out, Seahawks fan, but I would like to win this one. You think the refs screwed this game at all? I can't, and I'm going to answer this again. I can't blame the refs when we just got stomped on. So it is what it is, man. Um, People said that last year's Super Bowl was rigged, and I'm not even talking about Master at Work. People are out here saying that we got calls last year. There was like maybe one call that was like borderline that you maybe shouldn't have called, and it was the offensive pass interference by Kittle, and that's a good call because it was offensive pass interference. So I don't know. I don't know. There was a play. I think it was in the Super Bowl when Brady and I think he was going for Mike Evans in the end zone, or maybe it was Gronk, and he threw it was the Tyrann Mathieu. They called holding or something like that. The ball hit the back of the back of the wall, behind the end zone, and they called pass interference. So that's not a catchable ball, but it is what it is, man. We still lost. Um, needless to say, we just got to play better. Okay, I'm going to put you in timeout for a while because we don't spam here. Um, it's sad people like themselves so little that they have to go troll around and try to get them to feel as sad as bad as they do all the time. Yeah, I mean, people who troll, their team wasn't in the game. So if Bucks fans want to troll me, that's fine. But there's not a Bucks fan on here that I'm even aware of. I never said Brady was washed. Um, I'm not Max Kellerman. I do think, though, I mean, people kind of overrate what Brady did this year. I get it. He won the Super Bowl and all, but his team was incredible. His team debatably had more talent than us, top to bottom on offense and defense. And he was gifted into a very good situation. But also, Brady's a really smart quarterback. He chose Tampa Bay because they had those weapons. So I mean, he did what he did, but at the end of the day, it's like people are acting like he took the Jets to the Super Bowl. He didn't do that. He took a very good team to there and they won it. I don't understand how the week leading up to the Super Bowl we suddenly became the bad guys and we're all cocky and all this stuff. I don't know. Here's something that I want to say to people. People kind of got on me for being cocky and arrogant and stuff like that and talking about why they would win it and this and this and this. What fun is it going into the Super Bowl thinking you're going to lose? That's just that would be a terrible mindset to have. At that point, what's the point of being in the Super Bowl? I would hate that. So you got to go into it thinking you can win it and thinking that you're confident in your team. And at the end of the day, I'm still riding with this squad and I'm confident in them. Um, this was this was the biggest game Mahomes has lost in his career by the most points. And I mean, one time in his career, he's let us lose by more than a touchdown. So he's going to have us in these games again, and we're going to play it close. I play running back, but I block better than Mike Remmers. We could have used you out there, Ty. That's another thing, dude. They didn't block with the running backs. Like Darrell Williams, he came in, like I said, on a lot of third downs. They just had him go up the middle. You need him to block, bro. This is the Super Bowl. Mahomes is taking a beating. You need to have him block. I was disappointed with that. I really was. I think you've got to restructure his contract, or you've got to do something with it because he's getting paid. It will be $18 million this year. You can't do that. Oh, oh, my bad, Cole. You still probably starter level on this offensive line. Um, let's see. I really think we needed this loss as a team. It's been a while since they lost something important. They needed that feeling again. Exactly. There. This is going to have an impact on the future. And I honestly think, and I said this before. I think that game that we lost in 2018 was one of the most beneficial games we've ever lost. We got After we lost that game, I think the Chiefs front office knew that we could not win a Super Bowl with Bob Sutton as our defensive coordinator. So they went out and they fired Bob Sutton. They brought in Steve Spagnuolo. They brought in Tyrann Mathieu. They traded for Frank Clark. They made so many different adjustments on defense. And I think that the same thing could happen this year. Obviously, you got a lot less cap space to work with, but when you've got good coaching staff and good players that can kind of take up the majority of your roster, and you can kind of just fill in the rest with the draft and minor free agents, people are still going to want to play with the Chiefs. This is a free agent destination, and I think that we'll get a few players that'll come on pay cuts, and we'll kind of replenish our roster through the years. There was a hold on Fisher, I think, where Fisher held the lineman that should have been called, but that was in Super Bowl 54. Yeah. Um, how is that PI when the Bucks were in the red zone and the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage? I don't know. Wait, the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I don't know what you're talking about. No, we didn't. The Bills Mafia did not put a curse on us. They're just salty because they lost 4 Super Bowls, bro. We really need to do something about our secondary for sure, and the O line. I wonder how much cap space we will have. Right now it's not looking good on the cap space, but I think we'll be fine. I mean, everyone knows what this was supposed to happen. Like, I mean, it was supposed to be Brady, and you can't say the refs didn't help Brady at all. It might not have been completely changed the game, but I mean, the offsides was a big call because it took away the field goal and gave them a touchdown. And it's funny, Antonio Hamilton actually asked the refs if he was offsides before the snap, and they're like, "Nah, you're good." So that's some bullshit, but it didn't matter in the end. It didn't matter in the end. You did say that during the playoff prediction video. Oh, well, I'm glad you follow me enough to understand that. I say a lot of things, Daryl. So that's kind of what happens when you're a talking head. You say a lot of things about a lot of different things. Maybe when I was memberships page, next tier starter. Okay. That wasn't from me. We needed Damian Williams, playoff healthy Sammy, LDT during that game. We needed a lot. We needed a lot. We kind of needed our coach to be in the game as well. I think that he was partially still thinking about his son doing bad things. So it was one bad game. I know it's the Super Bowl and people don't like to hear that, but this team is going to have the motivation to be back. Um, this is like the 2018 or 2019 season. You got that feeling that something good's going to happen. You didn't miss much tonight. Ryan was pretty tore up about Therese. Yeah, that Therese loss is pretty rough. Um, Damian Williams is a good blocker too. He would have stepped up from Mahomes. I hope so. But at the end of the day, you can't even blame the running backs because they weren't told to block. They were just told to kind of run out there in the flat and go up the middle and try to get open for Mahomes. And even then, when we're throwing at him, they didn't even catch it. Like Darrell Williams had that ball that Mahomes made the greatest throw that I've ever seen, and it hit him in the head. It hit him right here. I mean, Mahomes can only do so much when your receivers drop the ball, and that's any quarterback. Brady couldn't do anything if ball. I don't care who you are. I mean, if your receivers don't catch the ball, you're out of luck. I can't believe there are some people saying Spags was the problem. Spags, the whole team just kind of got outcoached, outplayed. I mean, we want to talk about the MVP that game. Todd Bowles did an unbelievable job. What they did, and honestly, everybody's like the blueprint to beat the Chiefs. I've thought here's the blueprint to beat the Chiefs. You've got to have a top tier offensive or defensive line that can force pressure with your 4-man rush, and you've got to play like cover 4 or something like that. Like you need to basically take away everything deep and make him take the checkdowns. And Mahomes was not ready to take the checkdowns. But that'll change next year. But that was the recipe in this game. I think we trade Sammy because his injuries and get that Brandon Cook's another guy that gets injuries, dude. Sammy Watkins is not tradable either. He would just leave. I don't know anybody that would want to trade for Sammy right now either. KC offensive line held the most of the second half with no calls. If they didn't, it would have been even worse. I don't know about that. The offensive line didn't really do much anyway, but it is what it is. Michael, do you think the AFC West division will get tougher next year? To an extent, yeah. I think the Chargers will be better. But the Broncos are going to be really bad. I don't think the Broncos are going to be good. We'll see what the Raiders are, but their defense wasn't very promising last year, so we'll wait and see. Oh, okay. They said that I think they said both of them were offsides. Um, it's tough, man. Um, let's see. In the offseason, should we mainly focus on D line and corners or the O line? The O line's number one priority, dude. O line and D line, corners is second. Corners, you can just kind of forget about that right now. That's another thing. The Chiefs got dominated in the trenches on both sides. Offensive line couldn't do anything to stop the pass rush. And Frank Clark had 1 sack at the beginning of the game, and Chris Jones did nothing the entire game after that first drive. They couldn't get to him. Tristan Wirfs and that offensive line, they held it down. It was a battle that we lost in the trenches, and when that happens, you can't expect to win. We just completely lost that game in the trenches. Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes is somebody. Patrick Mahomes makes Hardman look good. If Masterwork is still watching, he's not that good. He ran through his route. I think everybody says that we're going to give Hardman an extension. I think that would be a poor decision. Unless he wants to come back here dirt cheap, I think you could play with Byron Pringle and get a better result than you could with Mecole. I mean, Mecole just runs through his routes. He just doesn't look like he's not polished. He's not a polished receiver. I think everyone was thinking about their coach and the little girl fighting for her life. Most likely. That's a hard thing to forget about for 3 hours, dude. It really is. Yes, sir, Aaron. Get some of that Casey Sports Report gear. I'm gonna have to come out with some more designs, but somebody told me to start the memberships and stuff like that. I might. I will at one point. I want to offer you guys a lot more if I do the memberships. Um, I like the idea of a Zoom call though. That's a good idea, but we'll wait and see. That'll probably be in the future. No sweat, you're a good YouTuber and you know a lot about football. I'm a Bucks fan here. Oh, okay. It's good. It's honestly, dude, I got no problems with the Bucks. I hate Tom Brady with a with a passion. But it, it's I'm happy that your franchise got a win, but I can't say the same for Tom Brady. So, um, yeah, I can. You're gonna have to give me a minute, but I will do that. Um, wasn't Spag's best game plan? Um, yeah, it wasn't his best game plan. At the end of the day, though, he didn't. Man, I don't know if it was due to the lack of adjustments. It looked as bad as it did, but um, I'm not sure. Oh, Aaron's already got me covered. I'll repost it though. But that is the link to the merch. It should just be it's in the description below. I will say this is the icon hoodie, the goat Lenny Dawson. It's very warm. I enjoy it. I gotta create some new designs. I was thinking, nobody steal this in the chat for the 79 people that are watching. I'm thinking of doing like a Believe hoodie with like Mahomes as the like hit the number 15 and spell out Believe, and then something with Mahomes on. I think that'd be um a cool shirt. Offsides by lining up offsides is literally never called. It's so suspicious that the refs decided to call it on Hardman and Hamilton during the field goal. The Bucks lined up offsides. All can't. It is what it is, man. I mean, I would I would be a lot more disappointed if we didn't. Um. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Did I? Yeah. Okay. It's Casey Sports Report. It should be there. Um. Yeah. I think that should work right there. Let's see. Look, I've talked to some friends. They've said Tom Brady is too good and better than Mahomes. I say BS, and Mahomes played his ass off, but his receivers just didn't play for him. Yep. I yeah. It just you can't say that Mahomes is worse than Brady when literally Mahomes is the biggest reason why we were in this Super Bowl to begin with. Hardman is not great. He doesn't track the ball, doesn't get off the line. I keep hearing about Mahomes' weapons. Like, really, Kelsey and Hill are phenomenal. The rest are not elite. Exactly. I mean, we make Damian Williams look like an elite pass catcher. Um, I mean, he makes Byron Pringle and Mecole Hardman look like studs. By the way, I really like Byron Pringle. Oh, that reminds me. I'm gonna try to get more interviews lined up for this offseason. I might try to get former Chiefs running back Sharkandrick West. We're gonna see if I can get him. But I'll try to get a few more interviews lined up to kind of bring you guys some more content. And just kind of see their thoughts on the season and just talk Chiefs. Thanks for the live stream, by the way. Let's us get to vent out our frustration. Exactly. That's why I do these live streams. When you're down in the dumps, you kind of just chop it up and talk about why you're frustrated, and you feel better. Michael, we don't know if the Broncos will be really bad next year because the reason why the Broncos were bad this year was because they had a lot of injury. Well, that's to an extent that's correct, but also Drew Lock's not the answer. He's just not a good quarterback. So unless they get that figured out, I'm not here to say that they're going to be some force to be reckoned with. I will check your email once I get done streaming. I probably got about 10 minutes left. I didn't want to make this a super long stream, but I wanted to get to your questions, kind of give my thoughts out as well. I'm not really going to talk about this Super Bowl after tonight. I mean, maybe I will for a little bit. It's a painful thing to bring up. We're going to get into the draft content, the offseason free agency content. I will say that I thought about taking a break, but the way the channel is growing right now, I'm at a spot where I really don't think that I can afford to take the break, nor do I really want to. I'm having a lot of fun making the content. You guys are obviously enjoying it. I think that I've gotten a lot better at it. And right now, it's grind time. When you're having a lot of success and you're getting all the views and stuff like that, you can't really stop that. So I'm going to keep pushing. There will be a lot less videos in the coming weeks. I'm not going to get out two videos a day. It's just not going to happen. But I will still get you guys weekly Chiefs content, and there will be enough to tide you over for the next few weeks. Pringle has looked very good. I'm glad he did. You gotta capitalize with that name. Do you think that we should keep Bell or Damian Williams? The Williams who opted out. Yeah, Damian Williams all the way. At least he can play and he stays healthy. Le'Veon Bell just didn't look like he was happy here. And I think that I don't want Le'Veon back. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Man, let's just relax. Brady just proves that we need a stout defense and offensive line. Exactly. Exactly. I met Spencer Ware and I have some contact info of his if you want. I'd love to interview him. You can email me that, Ty. I would definitely get to that. I follow Spencer Ware on Instagram, but I'd be down to get him for an interview. We need an edge very badly when Tano and Okafor never win one-on-ones. It's easy to block Frank and Jones. Yeah, Okafor is gone, in my opinion. There's not a very high possibility he's coming back. Tano is also a free agent, which I think you might let him walk. The problem is you're going to have to bring back somebody or bring in somebody that's cheap because we don't have a ton of cap space and we don't have as many draft picks. The only benefit of Bieniemy leaving, and this is the only one whatsoever, is we would have gotten 2 additional third-round draft picks, which would have been very helpful, but we're going to have to make do with what we've got. And I think that we can, but that's also going to mean bringing in somebody that might not have the same level of play as them, but I think that they will be able to get the job done. I will say Turk Wharton, he's going to get some playing time. He looked good this year. He was a undrafted rookie that surprised me. Just wasn't our day when it comes down to it. Not prepared fully. Bad gameplay. Receivers on the same page. Flags. Part of the flags were our fault, but I wouldn't have called the amount that we did. Do you think the Chiefs are exposed now? No, I don't. I mean, it depends what you mean by exposed. I just think they had a bad game. I mean, everybody's entitled to a bad game. I mean, yeah, exactly. We just had a bad game. You're gonna have a bad day eventually, and the Chiefs just didn't play a good game. And I think that Mahomes is gonna come with this energy that he felt like he let the team down, and he's gonna come back better because of this. We should make a run at Nelson Aguilar. He had some great games for the Raiders. I think he'd be a great replacement for Watkins. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, he's not really happy in Vegas, so I could see us maybe getting him, but I don't know if I want it. I don't know. Mahomes is basically the Jordan of the NFL. People forget that when Jordan had to wait till the Pistons, Celtics, and 76ers got old for him to go on and win those 6 championships. In my opinion, and everybody says that, I think, and I'm going to say this now, when people compare Mahomes to Jordan, they're not comparing him saying that he's the GOAT of all GOATs. And he's like, because at the time, you can make the argument that before Jordan really started winning, it was still Bill Russell, who had 11 chips. But the reason that Mahomes is like Jordan is because whenever Jordan was on the court, you knew that he was going to have a huge impact on the game. And if you had Jordan, you had a chance to win. And that's the same thing with Mahomes. He has such a big impact on the game that he has that Jordan effect. He has that element of greatness that Jordan had. Taco would be a great addition. I would love Taco. Me and Green got his autograph on the comp. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. He won a Super Bowl with us last year. Tana Passanio made some good plays this year. He stepped up in a few instances, but not too much for Alex Okafor. Which side of the ball will be affected more when Mahomes' contract starts kicking? Man, that's a good question. Which side of the ball will be more affected? To be quite honest with you, it's whatever issue the Chiefs have at that moment. If the Chiefs are struggling on offense, they're not going to be able to bring in pieces. I would say defense because I feel like getting a good defense is going to be more difficult than getting a good offense because Mahomes will elevate some of these players. But that's good. That's a really good question. I would say that the defense might suffer a bit because the offense, you can kind of bring back some guys, but we'll have to wait and see. That's kind of a question that we're not going to know until it happens. Heard the announcer saying that renaming the Lombardi Trophy Brady is likely to. Damn, the Tom Brady Trophy. Bring back another Brady. Wow. They should name. I think you might name the MVP. You got to name something after him, bro. I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, love to see it over an RGR, Aaron. Let's see. During the Spencer Ware interview, the only people that came were me, my uncle, and another person, so I had time to talk. Yeah, Spencer Ware, I feel like he's a pretty cool dude. I follow him on Instagram, so I feel like we needed a strong running game. The refs sucked the first half. Receivers dropped passes, and we lost some cool. It was kind of a collective effort. We kind of just all fizzled out, and we didn't do enough. Should we get an offensive line or a defensive line in free agency or the NFL draft? I think you got to get the line. More specifically, you got to get the offensive line. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what we have on defense as long as you give Mahomes some time and let him not get killed. I think you're going to have a very good chance to win games. Defensive line is a problem, but it's not as big of an issue as the offensive line. So I say that you draft some offensive linemen. Maybe you bring in a defensive end in man, I don't even know. Maybe you trade back and get 2 second-round picks so you can draft a lineman in a defensive end, but I'm not sure if there's going to be any premier pass rushers in the second round. To me, Mahomes is like Jordan because he makes unbelievable plays look routine. I'll look at those plays that he tried to make in this. Yeah, I mean, I will be talking about that throw forever. I will literally be talking about that throw forever. It was unbelievable. I want to watch football more than ever now. Probably a hot take. Not a hot take at all. And that's honestly something that really made me sad about losing that game. And kind of I thought about it all Monday. It's like, this is the football season's done. I have no more games to talk about. I have no more this, no more that. But now we get to continue on the journey of prepping for another Super Bowl. We're on the journey of trying to get back there and accomplishing our goal this time. We didn't do last year, but It's going to be an interesting offseason to say the least. What would you like to play for the Chiefs, or who would you like to play for the Chiefs? Jarvis Landry and Julio Jones. I mean, if we're just throwing out names, Aaron Donald would be pretty damn fun to have. I mean, could you could you imagine Aaron Donald and Chris Jones on this defensive line? Oh my gosh, that would be filthy. That wouldn't even be fair, dude. It would be filthy. Um, I appreciate it, Brett. I appreciate it. It's a broad question, but 2019 or 2020 Chiefs. I know the records were different, but I think the 2019 Chiefs were better overall. You guys are blowing out. Honestly, dude, it's tough to say because I kind of thought that this was the best Chiefs team that we ever saw because they just won so easily this year because they won 14 games. So technically, if you want to go by the numbers, we probably were the better team this year. But I think that last year we were playing at a higher level, and we had that hot feeling. We obviously won the whole thing last year, and we were playing great defense since about I think it was like week 12 on. So yeah. Oh, if you were asking which player out of the two, I'd probably go with. I'd probably have to go with Julio. Um, I think we just got 7. If I'm just the first through 7. Oh, thank you for the donation, King of Satire. Brady has a history of cheating. The situation with Britt Reed rattled the entire team and might have been the decisive factor. Um, yeah, I think that first off, shout out to you for the donation. I really appreciate it. It helps keep the channel going. But you're right. I think that it definitely had something to do with it. But oh man, you're right. The situation with Britt Reed did not help, and I think that might have had not only Coach Reed but the entire team in a state of shock. So again, I appreciate the donation, and I agree with that, and it decided a lot. But again, I appreciate the donation. Doing well, doing as well as I can be for losing the Super Bowl. How do you feel about the Saints cap situation? All I know, dude, is they're like way over the cap, and they're not. They're gonna have to cut a lot of play. The Saints might just implode. I can't even see them coming back because they have to cut so many players just to stay under the cap. The Saints are not going to be good this year. I almost bet that. Aaron and Chris, Aaron Donald and Chris Jones would be one of the greatest pass rushes of all time. That would be filthy. Oh man. Yeah. Um our defense might be the best in the league. Like legitimate. Oh man, Donald. Oh man. Oh, by the way, TJ Watt should have got defensive player of the year in my opinion, but it is what it is. He put up better stats. I get it that I get it that I get it that I lost my train of thought. I get it that TJ Watt oh no, Aaron Donald doesn't get double teamed, but or does get double teamed and it's harder, but I mean he TJ Watt put up better stats. Um I love that, dude. I would love that. Um The best Chiefs defense with Derek Thomas and Neil Smith. If Mahomes had those defenses, we might never. Yeah, it'd be very tough to lose. That's for sure. Um, let's see. I'm not sure about that, dude. It's hard to go back to back as we've seen it this year. It's very difficult. So I have to see it with my own eyes, but yeah, we'll try to wrap this up. Get your questions in, and then we probably got 5 minutes or so. Hey Michael, how do you think that, or if we picked up Levante, dude? I don't think that Levante David would. would come here. Nor do we have the money to bring him in. But he's a stud, dude. He is really good. He would really help this linebacking group. Um, but yeah, we don't have the money for that. Imagine if we had Jalen Ramsey, Jerry Alexander, and L'Jarius Sneed. We have L'Jarius Sneed. I don't have to imagine that. Yeah. Okay, the Chiefs have a hell of a defensive line, but this year it was a huge it was kind of a letdown this year. I wasn't really happy with it. Um, they could have been better. The whole team could have been better. But the defensive line was also something that could have been better as well. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. We've been going for an hour and 36 minutes. Again, I appreciate everybody who came by. We had like 115 people in here at once at one point. I appreciate the donation. It helps the channel out in so many ways. If you haven't already yet, hit that like button, subscribe. We hit 5.4K a couple days ago, so I appreciate that. You guys have been crazy the last few weeks, and I'm not going to stop the content. I'm going to keep going, keep pushing. Might not have the same volume of content, but the same quality and better quality will be here as well. So like this video on your way out. You can go follow me on Instagram at KC_sports report. And as always, I will be back here. I'll be back here this Friday to talk about the offseason as more in depth. With that being said, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys Friday night. With that being said, peace out.